This is Joe Dager with Business 901. I've written in the past about the death of the marketing calendar and that I believe some type of project management has to take place more than just having your typical marketing calendar to be effective. Well, using the marketing Kanban and getting someone started in this process, I typically start out with a marketing calendar just because of the familiarity with it. It must be from the days of buying so much print media, television, radio spots, but people look at marketing as an event. And that's what one of the things we're trying to get away from with the marketing Kanban. We're trying to make it more of a cadence, more of something that you do every day. But to build the initial marketing Kanban, you have to see what you're doing. So I will typically go into a client and we'll look at maybe he's doing a direct mail piece during the month of February. So we'll go ahead and put that in. If we are looking at maybe doing a trade show in the month of March, okay, we'll go ahead and move that note over and we'll put that in place. Maybe there's a speaking date that they're doing in May. And maybe there's a PR release that is scheduled for February also. And they got a dealer meeting coming up. We'll sit there and we'll take all the different tactics that they are presently using and we'll go ahead and put them in place so that we can actually see and visualize what events they have that are taking place. And sometimes you'll even see where there's too much going on, or there's a complication that there's trade shows in the same month, okay, that would be very difficult to meet. But what we'll do is you can see here that we're just putting them in each month, the time. Maybe there's a monthly e-zine. So this e-zine is actually going to be in place, but it may in itself be every month. Okay, that will take place. This is, so typically what we would do is just copy this and put that in every month so that we can see it, and we'll, go through the whole process. But it also starts showing the commitments that we have to each month and what needs to be accomplished. And remember, this is the first guideline to really talk about work in process and what we need to limit ourselves to in our marketing efforts, not only in a budgetary number, but also in a time constraint number. Maybe that's something we are going to blog, and we're going to define these. This is more of looking at something on a larger view point. We're looking at the big picture here. We're not trying to get down to individual tasks. But, you could even say, though, is that we're going to have to make room for maybe a whole thing of data sheets that need to be done, but they're not actually scheduled yet. So as you can see with this just simple marketing calendar, in itself, it starts becoming a Kanban because it's going to limit the work in process. And it also gives us a good idea. Now, when you look at what's on the individual story cards, and these story cards are user cards that we have in this process. We're going to start looking at this in a future video, but you're going to see with some of the things that we put on there and what we deem important and how these will be able to be used. But for now, the first thing you really need to do is take a board and put every event that you have in place or scheduled, or maybe even that you would like to do that isn't budgeted or scheduled yet, and start putting in the month that the event takes place or when you would like to have it done, or an estimated date that you would have it done. And that would go ahead and be a great start to your marketing Kanban to see what you have to do. Thank you. This is Joe Dager from Business 901.